Spenser Confidential is a new movie directed by Peter Berg, and this film stars Mark Wahlberg and Wiston. When two Boston police officers are found murdered, ex-cop Spenser teams up with his roommate to take down the very criminals who are responsible for the murders. And the last film that Peter Berg and Mike Wahlberg did together was a film called Mile 22. And those of you who are supporters of my channel, you probably see my review of Mile 22 a couple years back. And well, I didn't think it was a good movie. But in the other movies that Mark Wahlberg teamed up with Peter Berg on was A Lone Survivor, Deepwater Horizon, and Patriots Day. And the difference with those movies is those are great. Like, when it comes to, like, movies that's based off a true story, Peter Berg definitely is a great director. When it comes to movies outside of autobiographies, they don't turn out well. And here are the pros in this film. Like, this film is a comedic buddy cop, and what you have here is a story that revolves around Mark Wahlberg. He plays a character named Spenser. He's basically trying to find a mystery revolving around the deaths to ex-cops, and he teams up with his roommate Wiston Duke. And those two characters, Wiston Duke, and he plays a character named Hawk, and Mark Wahlberg's character, they both had good chemistry in this film. They had good camaraderie, and also the jokes revolving around these two characters definitely worked for the confines in the film. I definitely found myself laughing at times. I did like the action sequences. It was fun to watch. There wasn't a lot of transitions and different edits and cuts there as there was in Mile 22. He kind of cut back on those, showed more of the style of the action sequences and showed more of the fight choreography. You can actually see the fight. This film is a comedic buddy cop. It's going to have your traditional tropes and traditional cliche moments. This movie was fun. It's a movie you can sit back and watch it with your family. Well, I think this movie's rated R, so watch it with your family over the age of 18. But make sure you have your parents in the room if kids are watching this movie. So basically, this movie is a decent, fun turn-off. I found myself enjoying the action sequences. I found myself enjoying the characters. This film had a lot on its mind, and that leads into some of the particular flaws in this film, and that is the cons. And for this film right here, I had to talk about some of the script in this film. The script was obviously had a lot on its mind, and it had ideas and concepts it wanted to introduce on screen, but the execution doesn't land. There's times where you can know how the film is going to play out exactly, and you know how character motives are going to shift. When we go into that third act and we get this huge reveal, you already know what's going to happen. You already know who the bad guy is. You already know how everything's going to run down. You know that when the character sees this MacGuffin, you know that MacGuffin might be used later in the film. There are story beats and cliche moments in this film that you notice, and the film doesn't find ways to try to be a little bit complex or anything like that. It didn't find ways in the screenplay to try to do a little bit of switch up. It was pretty much 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, go. The movie didn't have no emotional buildup. Like, we have these two Boston officers who were murdered. Like I said before, the script had a lot on its mind. It wanted to give out the ideas, give out the humor, make sure it lands those good action sequences. But the film lacked emotional buildup between the dynamic duo. Like Mark Wahlberg and Wiston Duke, like they're roommates, they have good chemistry when it comes to them dropping jokes and dropping one-liners, but there wasn't emotional buildup, of these two actually working the case. I didn't know why Hawk wanted to do it. I didn't feel that Spenser didn't care for Hawk, and also I felt that Hawk didn't care for Spenser. I just felt like they were there because the script wanted them to. There wasn't an emotional buildup between the two because these are roommates. So, obviously they should care for one another, but I didn't feel like they care for one another. This movie is a decent film to watch. It's a huge cliche. You have some story beats and ideas that you have seen before. You know how the movie's going to play out, and the villain is easy to figure out. But the performance definitely saved this movie. So if this is a turn off, definitely check it out on Netflix. So I'm going to give Spenser Confidential, a Michael Keaton Batman. This is a decent film to watch. Like I said, not the best film, but it's a good turnoff to enjoy, sit back and watch with your family who are over the age of 18. So guys, that's my review of Spenser Confidential. What are your thoughts on the movie? Have you seen the movie on Netflix? Comment below and let's talk about it. And I'll see you guys in the next review. If you like everything you see and you agree, subscribe to my channel and join me in the Batman family. I'll have more Batman-tastic reviews in the way. You have been warned. Till then, ciao.